So when you were to look at the structure of the roots, we also classify it into two different structure according to dicot and monocot. So let's look at the picture for that. So dicot roots actually looks like this. Okay. So when you look at this, this is lacking the parenchyma cells. Okay. So here monocots is having this kind of parenchyma cell where the storage occurs, but here the storage cells doesn't really exist in this case, okay? But you have a cortex here, endodermis here, and you have a vascular cylinder here, okay? Also, you have a pericycle, xylem, and phloem here, all right? But in this case, in the monocots, actually xylem is like has more like a more of a round shape, the ring-shaped bundles. Okay, also you have a phloem that's like around the xylem. All right. Also, what's so special about the monocots is they have a parenchyma cells for the storage of nutrients at the very center of the ring. Okay. Also, you have a pericycle, vascular cylinder, endodermis, cortex, and epidermis. Okay. So when you were to just look at the picture, if you see this like big ring, okay, then it's talking about the monocot root, and also monocot has a special cell that's called parenchyma cell. That's the point. Okay. When you look at this one, this is a dicot. Okay. So young root in dicot. So when you look at this, xylem has this like aggregated shape. Also, phloem is like right next to the xylem, like this. Okay, so this is what we look at here. So this is magnified into this. Okay, but monocot doesn't really have this kind of structure. Monocot actually have a round shape of xylem group. Okay, and also you have a phloem that's around the xylem. So when you go to page 192, at the very bottom, this is what they talk about, right? At the very bottom, this is a picture that we just looked at, right? So epidermis, on page 193, epidermis is the outermost layer. It's like a skin cell of human, right? So it's the same thing. Cortex is storage cells, okay? So it consists of parenchyma cells that contain many plastids for storage of starch and other organic substances, right? So when we were talking about the plastids, we talked about the chloroplast, right? But also we talked about the phragmoplast and also the chromoplast. Okay, so chloroplast is for the photosynthesis, but the other two plastids were for the storage, right? Storage of pigments or storage of starch. Okay, so that plastid is actually existent in the roots. Okay, in the parenchyma cells. All right. Also, you have a stele. Okay, so this represents the vascular cylinder. Okay, so vascular tissue actually gets divided up into xylem and phloem, okay, which we'll talk about later. And endoderm, so vascular cylinder is surrounded by a tightly packed layer of cells called endodermis. Okay, so each endoderm cell is wrapped with the Casparian strip, which is very important. Okay, so this is a continuous band of waxy material that is impervious to water and dissolved minerals. All right, so when you actually absorb some kind of nutrients from the ground, okay, then root actually has to transport these nutrients up towards the leaves or the fruits, right? Okay, so in order to do that, they actually have to send all the nutrients to the phloem. Is that right? Okay, so in order to do that, Casparian strip actually directs these water and minerals towards the xylem and phloem. Okay, because Casparian is waterproof. All right, so it actually directs water. It forces the water to enter the xylem and phloem. Okay, we'll look at the picture for Casparian strip. So this is a picture of a Casparian strip. When you look at this, this is a root. Okay, so root actually absorbs nutrient like this through one of these roots. Okay, so this is the root surface, this one. Okay, and at the root surface, there are two roots. Okay, apoplastic root or a symplastic root. Okay, actually they absorb nutrients like this, but as a result, they have to enter the xylem or phloem, right? So they have to enter the vessels, all right, so that they can be transported upward or downward. So in this case,